Don Westfall, Dan McCarger, a win to Dan McCarger. You get Player of the Game nomination for that performance to get back up here in time. You won't win, but you get performance nonetheless. I was unable to pick up Coach Hastings' comments. Obviously, that shorthanded goal, that really seemed to deflate the Mavericks.
Oh, there's no question that the shorthanded goal really hurt, but I think he's as disappointed as anything as the power play opportunities that they let get away. They did not score on the power play tonight, and he said that's something they really got to take care of and get cleaned up. But he made one promise to the fans: they'll work hard this week.
Okay, well, that means some spirited practices coming up, especially on that man advantage situation where, again, the Mavericks tonight, I had them by all accounts going 0 for 4. As you take a look, we're just going to bring you a couple of highlights. That's the killer right there, the shorthanded effort by Toninato.
He's solid. I mean, this is a really good player. He's in the right spot at the right time, and he can finish. He's shown that a number of times already this year.
And there'll be one more goal coming up. That made it 3-2. Again, it was a 2-2 game going into the third. Here's the power play tally.
Well, that was just great puck movement, side to side. Got a goaltender moving from right to left and just couldn't get over there in time. Cole Huggins had a rough night tonight. Not all his fault by any stretch of the imagination. He's out of the net for 2 of the 6 goals to go in. But when you give up 6 goals on 20 shots, it's a long night for everybody.
Mavericks, as we take a look at some of the stats coming up here tonight, again, a couple of then empty net goals. Thomas got his second of the night, and then Cameron Nisi with the last goal to make it 6-2. See the shots on goal, 34-20 in favor of MSU. That left column, that is UMD, as you're looking at this stuff. And again, power play advantage, 6 opportunities for both sides, just the 1 goal. Shots on goal, 34-20. So if you would take a look at some of those statistics, you would think the Mavericks would fare pretty well. But again, in a game this close against 2 nationally ranked teams, the specialty teams usually come to play some role in the contest outcome. It did tonight.
Well, in 45-24 faceoffs, you win the margin by that much. You really expect it to be a bigger margin of victory rather than a 4-goal loss. But Mavericks just didn't do the things they need to do tonight. But Mike Hastings was very appreciative of the crowd here tonight. He said he really appreciated so many people coming out, over 5,000 fans for the game tonight, and then hoping to have them come back next weekend and give them a better performance.
There you see the JBO Realtor kind of player of the game there. Play coming up there, and again tonight, Aaron Meyer from Fairmont is the sponsor of that one for JBO Realtors. And again, that was that shot, the Mavericks on the goal there, as Stern does exactly what you would want right from the point to feather that along the ice, and then it was Grant on the tippet. That was a big goal time, made it 2-2. We were expecting a pretty interesting contest in the third period of play, but UMD kind of proved that last night, again, if you were to look at last night, certainly as the play went on, UMD through the second part of the second period into the third played well, and they kind of brought some of that with them tonight, and as a whole, you kind of have to give them the nod. They definitely deserve the victory.
Well, if you look back at the season for the Bulldogs, they're down 4-0, they make it a 4-3 game. Last night, they're down 4-1, they tie it up 4-4. Tonight, they're in a 2-2 game where they have a chance to actually gain a lead, and they just kept on going. So this is a team that really finishes games very strongly.
So as we close out the broadcast, Dan, again, the Mavericks, if you're going to look at things before the season, you see 2 pretty good teams on the non-conference schedule, Nebraska, Omaha, UMD. Mavericks are 2-2 at this point of the season as we move into WCHA next weekend, and obviously a chance with bringing in Alabama Huntsville. Not a team of the same caliber, but the Mavericks can ill afford to relax at this point.
I don't think they're going to be given the opportunity to relax after talking with Mike Hastings. They're going to work really hard this week, and I guarantee you'll see a different team next week, and Alabama is not UMD. There's just no question about that. But Mavericks, they'll put their work in this week, and they'll be a better team for it in the long run. And 2-2 right now, not terribly unexpected. You would have liked to have been 3-1 after the win on the road last night, but it didn't happen, and now you go back to work Monday morning.
All right, so
he said get some rest tomorrow.
All the credit to the Bulldogs, and again, with the benefit of a couple empty netters, a shorthanded tally, and the power play goal. UMD tonight wins. They defeat Minnesota State Mankato by a score of 6-2. And we have to thank the students from Bethany Lutheran College. It was an interesting night. Hopefully we were able to protect you from some of the technical stuff that was going on. We did the best we could, as did our students. And again, we thank them at Bethany Lutheran College for helping us with the broadcast tonight. And Dan and I will be back with you next weekend. Again, Alabama Huntsville in the building. Of course, we have our pregame show Friday night, and then we drop the puck here in downtown Mankato, 7:07 the face-offs now, Friday and Saturday from downtown Mankato. Over 53,000 in the building. It was a record attendance in Mankato, only to see the Bulldogs tonight defeat Minnesota State Mankato by, again, the final score of 6-2. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you next Friday night.